I want to test my interviewing skills. So I'm going to do a quick 5 minute interview. So I found this role online. So I'm going to assume that I'm practicing for this role. So it's a senior cognitive engineer, senior of the company. Zip. Mm, yep. So let's do a technical 5 minutes test interview. Um, let's say senior. I don't know the name. Let me just say my interviewer's name is uh, Button. Mm, company's careers page. Yeah, I don't know what they're called. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Company's career page. Ooh, let's see how it goes. Okay, it's generating my interviewer. Yeah, so this is my interviewer, Button McAllister. I'm gonna test my microphone. Let me select my microphone. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, mic is good. Let me test my sound. That is good as well. So let me start the interview. Let's see how it goes.
Hi, this is Button McAllister, and I'll be conducting your technical interview today. We're going to do a deep dive into your understanding of mobile architecture and React Native. I'll ask you some concept questions first. Then we'll get into some problem-solving scenarios. I'll push for specifics, so be ready to break down your reasoning. Let's jump in. Can you explain how the React Native bridge works and how it impacts performance?
Yeah, sure. So the React Native bridge is the link between the native and the JavaScript side of a React Native application. So it transmits data between the JavaScript engine and then the native side of the application.
Okay, you're describing the data transfer, but let's get more specific. How does the bridge handle asynchronous communication? And what are the performance implications when scaling up complex UI interactions or large data payloads?
Can you say that again?
Let's go deeper. What are the bottlenecks when sending large amounts of data over the bridge? And how would you mitigate those in a production app?
Sending a large amount of data via the bridge can hinder performance of the mobile application. And to mitigate that, I would rather send the data in chunks to improve user experience.
All right, let's narrow that down. How exactly would you minimize bridge traffic if your app needed to sync thousands of records quickly? What strategies would you apply to reduce that overhead?
Yeah, by like I said, by breaking down data into chunks so that I don't send large um amount of data at once across the bridge, and maybe also offload some implementation to the JavaScript side to reduce the amount of transfer
Let's
between the
focus on
bridge.
that. Yeah. What kind of data or logic would you push down to the native side to reduce reliance on the bridge? And how would that improve performance at scale?
Um, I would put things that are, you know, um, that wouldn't do well on the JavaScript side to the native side. I would try and keep as much things as possible to the JavaScript side so that we don't do too much transfer across the bridge.
All right, you've mentioned pushing logic to the native side. Be concrete. Give me an example of a specific feature you'd handle in native code, and walk me through the trade offs in terms of complexity, maintainability, and performance.
For example, my UI interactions would be on the JavaScript side, but probably things like editing, um, photo
Let's
edit.
tighten that up. Say you have a complex gesture driven animation. Would you keep that fully in JavaScript, or would you move it to the native side?
Did you say complex animation?
Yes, exactly. A complex gesture driven animation. Would you handle that on the native side or in JavaScript? And why? Bring in specifics about performance and architectural trade offs.
I would move that to the native side. Because I mean, you said it's a complex gesture driven animation. So, given animation needs to be smooth for a good user experience, it makes sense to put that on the native side.
All right, now what specific native module or API would you use to handle that gesture and animation smoothly? And how would it tie back to your React Native components?
I would use React Native Reanimated.
Let's wrap up here. Do you have any questions for me about the role or the team?
Do you think I'm cooked?
Understood. We've got about a minute left. Let's wrap up. Do you have any final questions for me about the role, the team, or expectations?
What is the next step?
The next,
Man, yeah, I'm cooked. I'm actually cooked. I mean, let's see the results. Let's see if I passed the interview or not. Yeah, I mean, before the result comes, like, yeah, I don't think I did well. I think that was horrible. I know that if I need to go for a React Native interview right now, I definitely need to prepare. Yeah, yeah, I'm cooked. Yeah, let's see the results. Yeah, yeah, I'm definitely not ready. Definitely, definitely not ready. That was terrible. So I got 36.25 out of 100. And yeah, definitely not going to advance to the next stage. How was I scored? Do. Okay, this is the breakdown. So this is my performance breakdown. Relevance. The candidate often provided off-topic or irrelevant responses, failing to directly answer the interviewer's questions. Hmm. What specific native? Can you explain the React Native bridge works and how its impact? Yeah, sure. So the React Native bridge is the link between the native and JavaScript sides of a native React Native application. So it transmits data between the JavaScript engine. Okay. So unclear terminology and incomplete explanation. What are the bottlenecks when sending this? The bridge can become a bottleneck. This is single threaded in nature. Hmm. Okay. The candidate responses were poorly structured with frequent interruptions, confidence, low confidence, technical depth, limited understanding of technical concepts, conciseness, were often repetitive and lacked focus. Summary mentioned using reanimative animation. Yeah, yeah, definitely good. Let me see the prep pack. How does reanimative bridge works? So this is a good answer. Yeah, study reactive architecture. Practice question. Explain an idea first. Okay. Yeah, I need to look into this. Cool, cool. Okay. Yeah, I knew I was cooked when I